Hey guys, I'm Russo, TV and fashion lifestyle expert, and I wanted to start this series called How to Get My Brand on TV because I've gotten asked that question so many times. I have been doing national and regional TV for over 10 years now as a fashion and beauty expert. I bring brands on TV and feature them in many different ways. And I've had the fortunate opportunity of working with really small niche brands all the way to big, well-known brands like Blue Nile, Kohl's, Bath and Body Works, a lot of different brands. So I really got to see from a perspective of someone bigger that has a budget and someone smaller that may not have the budget, but still has the opportunity to feature themselves or get themselves on TV. So I wanted to start this little series called How to Get Your Brand on TV to help you and just give you the advice that I have and all the experiences that I've gone through, the different ways to pitch yourself and to get featured on different programs, whether it's in your local town or on a huge TV program like Access Hollywood Live. So today I'm just gonna jump right in, and there's not gonna be really a specific order to it. I would just say if there's certain things that you wanna see over the next few months or so, check the videos because it'll be labeled as a series, and I'll be talking on all different topics and trying to give my best point of view on how you can get your brand featured on TV. So today I really want to talk about just general branding of your company, of your product, of whatever it is, because I think branding is so important, and it's really one of the first steps in getting recognized and known, especially now with so much social media and being able to get yourself, have an Instagram and have a Facebook page and have a YouTube channel. You can really brand yourself really well if you do it right. And the one thing that I always say is to be consistent with your brand and make sure that it's the same across all channels that you have. So if your name of your brand is one thing, make sure that's across all, and don't mix them with your personal. So don't have a product that you're trying to sell and just think that your personal Instagram is a place to do that. You want to build up your Instagram and your Facebook and your YouTube and your Twitter and whatever channels you're using individually as your brand. So I have my own brand as an expert, Dawn Del Russo, but then I also have my blog and my lifestyle site, which is livetheglamour.com. Those two are completely separate. So I have my Instagram as Dawn Del Russo, and I have a Live the Glamour as an Instagram as well. And I like to keep them separate because I feel like it's really easy for people to differentiate, and two, the materials that you may have on one may not cross over well into the other. Even let's say you have a children's product and you have a personal Instagram and you're a mom and you want to feature the children's product that you have on your personal Instagram, you still should create another Instagram for that product, because people don't always want to see maybe your personal family life. They just want to know about the product, where it's sold, new parts and features of it, and that's why it's important to separate the two. So that's one step in branding. The next, I would say, is to make sure that it's clear what your brand is or what your product is, because sometimes, especially now, I get a lot of emails from new companies talking about their product, and there's this whole 3 or 4 paragraphs pitching their product, and I get to the bottom and I'm not even sure what it is. I don't know what type of product it is. So think of it in terms of someone has never ever seen something like this before. How are you going to explain it to them in the simplest way? You know, if it's a new set of wine glasses that you want to show, and you don't want to just talk about like the style and how creative it was and the stems and the size. You may want to first start out with saying that they're actually wine glasses. I know it sounds simple, I know it sounds basic, but not everybody thinks that way because they assume that everybody knows what it is. I've had so many products sent to me that I even get the product and I'm not sure what it is or how to use it. And that's troubling because then all of a sudden it gets put to the side. So you want to make sure there's a good explanation with what the product is on all your sites, but then also any materials or anything when you're sending the product out. Also, when you're sending the product out, and I'll probably cover this again in another episode because I think it needs a lot of detail, but it goes very much along with the branding, is to make sure that your business cards and all of your materials that are going to go with the product have all of your social media on them and clearly stating what it is or where it can be found. I think that's there's so many times I've gotten something and I am like, well, where can I find it? And I try to find it on Instagram, I can't find it, or the website is really difficult to find. And you want to spell it out for people. You want it to be as easy as possible, especially if you're spending a lot of money to send products to experts or producers or editors. You want to make sure that they know what they're getting and who it's coming from and who they can contact if they want to know more about the product, if they want to feature it. I've had times when there's things I wanted to feature, but I had no idea what the brand name even was, or who do I tag, or who do I tell? And so it ends up getting pushed to the side and something else that is labeled or says who it is gets featured. It sounds really basic, but it's something that is essential when you're branding your product. The next part of branding is the fonts and the colors and the graphics that go along with it. You want to make sure that also carries through very easily and fluidly. You don't want anything to be different. You want the color to be different. You want it to really stay true to what the brand is and make sure that people are going to recognize that over and over again, especially if you are showing your product on TV and the packaging maybe is a certain color and you want that color to carry through in your logo, in your website page, in your social media, on your social media. You want someone to recognize that color time and time again. So if it's purple, you want that little bit of purple to carry through everything so that someone recognizes it and kind of can tag your brand with that color. It's a subconscious thing and it's very subtle, but it will work wonders for branding your product. The last thing that I want to mention for branding, and like I said, most of these topics I'll try to cover, they'll kind of cross over a little bit in each of these videos. The last part of branding is you want it subtly on everything. If you're sending an envelope, if you're sending something directly in the mail, have maybe the product name on that. I've gotten packages where the tape that closed the package had the product brand name on it. Makes me remember it a lot easier. Simple promotional products are sometimes helpful depending on the type of brand that you may have. T-shirts sometimes, or clothing materials that if you do workouts, or you're a someone that has a system, you want to make sure that that person may see the wording on the front of the clothing, or maybe a wristband, or maybe a pair of leggings that they're wearing that has that brand on them. And that way, they're basically doing the promoting for you. They're going out there and they're wearing this piece of clothing, or they're carrying a pen, or they have a phone case and it has your logo on it, so the branding is done. It makes it nice and simple and easy, but then it also gets the message across about who you are and makes it a lot easier for people to find you and to promote your brand before you even start to think about putting it on TV. I hope this first episode was helpful. I hope I didn't talk too fast. I love to answer questions, so if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I will be here doing a lot more of these videos, this series, along with my regular scheduled programming of outfits and styling that I normally do. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a really great day. Bye.